Hey everyone, I want to invite you to follow Gauntlet Runner on Kickstarter. This will be my newest 5e book. It'll have physical and PDF and VTT options. Things are currently in development and the Kickstarter is in pre-launch. And as you can guess, it will feature a series of hardcore dungeons. They're formatted for any kind of play, so they can be a solo runner competition like in this YouTube series, or you can use them as standalone modules for whole adventuring parties in a typical campaign. They're suitable for tabletop or on VTTs. And guys, you know how I like to do it. Lots of highly crafted design, artistic style. You know, I like to make things awesome. So check out the Kickstarter, give it a follow, find the link to the pre-launch page down in the video description. I'll see you there. The Mithril Emperor has made his decree, and the Labyrinth Lord has set about constructing the Gauntlet Sprawl, a grand series of trials so perilous as to push competitors to their limits. How will these contenders survive? Cunning, skill, mystical powers, brute force. Destiny and doom hang in the balance for every single Gauntlet Runner. Hello everyone and welcome to Gauntlet Runner. I'm your Game Master, Esper. In this series, a number of players are going to try to survive a hardcore dungeon run. Today's competitor, Adam, a known face from around my channel. Welcome, Adam.
You know, I'm happy to be here for now. Ready to run a gauntlet. I'll be happy if my guy goes splat. That's always fun too.
Yeah, that could be entertaining. We'll see what happens. I'm going to show Adam's character stats on the screen here. And who are we seeing? Can you give us a quick description of your character?
Sure. We are seeing Brigadier Bear's Blood. He's an orc of some warped, magical, fell blood from an island off the coast of Krov's Eye in southern Magdaland. He was a political dissident who fought against the Bazagonian Empire until he got captured and didn't anymore, and has been a gladiator in the pits of Bazagon, fighting for Force Virtus ever since. Up the Orange.
And this is a new district, we could say, or maybe a newly rebuilt district in Bazagon City called the Gauntlet Sprawl. The dungeon that you'll be entering is called Ratsfray. So you're playing an orc shadow sorcerer, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Level 1.
All right, let's do this. So, Brigadier, you are in a room, interior space with a stonework architecture. There are 2 armored soldiers and a cloaked man. These individuals are the ones who brought you here. They led you here. In this room, there are stairs descending. This cloaked man, he points to the stairs and says, "Gauntlet Runner, down there is your trial. Your challenge is to make it all the way through the gauntlet. You have 3 hours in which to do so. Oh, and take heed. Any room that is marked with the symbol of Morpheus the Dreamer is a sanctuary. No monsters dwell in those rooms. As long as nothing follows you into one, it is a secure place."
Suppose you'll be happy to be rid of me, You bet I won't come out of this thing alive. Well, lucky you.
Well, I will
if
tell
don't.
you, no one has yet come out of Ratsfray alive. You would be the first.
Pray that I don't.
What an odd thing to say. Well, your fate awaits you, doomful or auspicious.
All right. Well.
You descend?
Oh, yeah.
Here you are. You find yourself in a corridor. It cuts over to the right.
Sure.
At the wall, there is affixed a sconce that burns with some kind of flame that seems to be heatless. The walls are made of a master quality masonry. The ceiling is about 10 feet high.
All right. Well, his sorcerer's focus is a staff, a quarterstaff. So he's going to reach it out in one hand, holding it near the base and reaching as far ahead of him as he can, and just kind of will gently slide it and tap it along the floor and the wall. And if he can reach the ceiling, just sort of cautiously proceeding forward. And he'll go as far as this corner and peer around the corner to see what he can see.
The masonry gives way into what looks like a more natural room, something like a cave, and you can see there are giant mushrooms growing in here. Okay. Moist, musty, mildewy smell is emanating.
Is this the type of smell that Brigavir may have smelled before and associates with some sort of poisonous mushrooms or toxic spores?
It doesn't have that smell to it, no. It just smells like fungus.
He will cautiously round the bend and see that there are more mushrooms.
When you come around, an iron gate slides down behind you.
Yeah. The things you do to keep me honest. Like I was going to go back anyway. And he will continue to inch forward. Very cautiously.
You're quite cautious. You're seeing this more natural-like cave space. Crude, unworked, irregular walls. The ceiling is still the same height. It's about 10 feet tall.
Sure.
The giant mushrooms, they are, maybe man-sized. Some are child-sized. Some reach up almost all the way to the ceiling. Clusters of them. But no, they don't particularly rouse any suspicions in you. There's nothing obviously harmful.
All right. Well, at this moment, he takes his staff and sort of taps it against his own head and says, Gospodar, do not let your grandson come to harm. And he'll cast Mage Armor on himself.
You armor yourself in an arcane protection. There's a sound that happens after you have done your spell casting, your chanting, a bit of a shuffling sound ahead and to the left. Something's moving over there, and a bit of a guttural moan.
Does that sound familiar?
So the sounds of movement, and it does sound like a person moaning.
Just cautiously step out here with the intent to run back into the hallway if need be. Creep up to here and try and peer around the corner. And just barely
catch a glimpse of a bit
something.
of something. There's definitely a person there, but it looks to be in a rather disheveled and decrepit state. And the shuffling is erratic and nearly listless.
Does it seem to have seen him or noticed him in any way?
Make a stealth check.
Sure. 1 stealth check of a not terribly great 12.
You do not get the sense that this thing is aware of you.
Just stand here and look more fully at the creature.
Is your intention to be using this wall for cover to remain hidden?
Yes, though he's going to, poke out and just get a good glance.
I'll move the token like that just because I think it looks a little better there.
Sure. There we go.
So, there is what appears to be a zombified man, gray, greenish flesh, sunken in. He's just basically wearing a nondescript tunic. Rats are crawling on him, and one is even gnawing at his cheek. He brushes the rat away and just listlessly shuffles about.
Sure.
It looks like if you step ahead, it will be pretty plain for him to see you. Though there are those mushrooms.
Much of my player instinct is to avoid fights. One zombie in this case, I think, is going to be something that he would attack. After first poking out to here, just to see around that corner a little bit, and then maybe as far as here if you can get there. And
you step out there, and there's no more cover. The zombie will plainly see you.
Sure, of course.
Is that your intention?
Yep.
That's fine? Okay. It becomes rather agitated. Roll for initiative.
Oh, sorry. That was my stealth check. All right. Yep. Natural 20. Look at that.
What a roll. Okay, Brigavir, you are first.
Yeah, so like I said, he went out here, got the attention of the thing. While he was out there, he cast True Strike with his light crossbow. So, makes an attack. As part of that, this is the 24 version of the spell with a natural 1. Wow.
The bolt goes sailing untrue, much to your dismay.
Man. Okay, well, that was not great, so that's why he's going to get back over to here.
The zombie groans and staggers towards you, arms outstretched. It grasps, attempting to rip at you. It's like 17 to hit.
Man, even with mage armor, just enough. All right.
The zombie rips upon your skin, and you suffer 5 damage. Your turn.
All right, I've already done this in not the way I wanted to, but so we are here. Cool. he is going to disengage as an action using his Adrenaline Rush Orc feature. He's going to dash as a bonus action and gain 2 temporary hit points as he does so. When he gets to here, where he can see ahead, he'll be, again, with his staff in front of him, kind of cautious here.
So you have decided, wait, no, I don't want to be there. And you go running with some adrenaline pumping through you, giving you a temporary hit point invigoration. The zombie about faces and comes shambling in hot pursuit. Now, the way that you have gone is again into a sort of corridor and a stone door.
He's going to go up to the door and try and open it.
It is a thick, heavy stone thing. Make a strength check.
Sadly, his dump stat, but unless
An
it seems
orc
locked.
with the strength, the dump stat, but maybe he was greatly injured at some point and that has left
he
him in
was
this sorry
heavily
state.
whipped when he was captured, yeah.
No, that'll do it. Flogged into a withered state.
No,
You strain at the door to no avail. The zombie comes shuffling along, reaching out again, grasping. It rips at you. That is a 15 to hit.
That will not.
All right, your mage armor repels the zombie's vicious hands. What do you do, Brigavir?
All right, yeah. Well, probably time for this thing to have to die, I guess. Not really a better option than a fight now.
You are in quite a spot,
but
jammed in. The heavy stone door seems a bit tricky for you to pull open.
He has.
The zombie bearing down upon you. What do you do?
He will true strike, this time with his quarterstaff.
Okay.
Two-handed for a 16 to hit.
You wallop the zombie.
13 damage.
13, okay. You smash the thing. Now, is that bludgeoning or radiant damage?
Radiant.
Oh, yes. Very nice.
This is a zombie.
All right. You wallop the zombie. It staggers back, and that was quite the blow. It will continue to assail you, however, with a kind of undead, unnatural vigor propelling it. And again, you block the zombie's limbs beating upon you. Back to you.
All right. Second verse, same as the first. True strike with the quarterstaff, two-handed for a 23 to hit for
The zombie's easy to hit.
an additional 7 radiant damage.
You crack the thing, some rats fall off of it, one of its eyes actually pops out, and like a mouse comes scurrying out of the socket. It looks like you have nearly felled the undead foe, but nearly is not completely. And it attacks you again, this time a 19 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
That is 6 damage.
Okay.
Brigavir, that will be reducing you to...
1 hit
Normally it
point.
would be 0,
Yep.
but...
But his Relentless Endurance feature makes it a 1 instead.
Your orcish, relentless endurance causes you to not completely black out. You remain at just 1 hit point, and it's back to your turn.
Really hope to not have to use that yet, but, well,
Yep.
True strike again, and...
All right, hoping
it
for the
out.
best on a true strike.
Yep.
That'll do it. You
Yep,
crack
15
the
to
zombie with your quarterstaff that is glowing with arcane radiance, and the thing hits the ground and just kind of convulses and quickly grows still.
Excellent.
You have succeeded in the combat against the zombie, but you have been
Yep.
left in a rather sorry state.
Yeah. Not where I hope to be, but he's got some more tricks. He's not out of tricks for quite a while still. He will take as long as he needs to open this door.
Okay, you go right back to pulling at the door, and it does take you quite a bit of effort, but eventually you do get the thing open.
Nice.
It opens unto a circular chamber. There are 2 stone pedestals, one to your left and one to your right. The one on the left has a grappling hook upon it. No rope, just a grappling hook. The one on your right has a glass phial, a potion bottle, obviously, but not obvious what kind of potion it is.
Sure.
The northern end of the room has a smaller wooden pedestal, the top carved into the likeness of an owl. There's an open exit, again with a diagonal northeastern direction. As soon as you get the door open, the 2 pedestals begin sinking.
Interesting. likeness of an owl, the symbol of Morpheus the Dreamer. So, all right. Not that there's another option to go any other way, but that's good to know. Okay.
The pedestals have almost sunk completely through the floor.
Does it seem obvious that anything particular would happen when they do?
They're going to be gone.
Okay.
Act quickly if you want to grab one thing.
Go forward very carefully and grab the glass vial.
Do you want to go carefully or do you want to go quickly?
Carefully enough. If he misses it, he misses it.
Okay. Make a dexterity sleight of hand check to try to grab the thing.
It's going to have a... Ooh, wow, 7.
All right. You are cautious, and your cautiousness costs you time, and it sinks beyond your grasp and is covered over with a stone.
Okay, so he has 3 hours. Could it be worth a short rest? I think maybe he might have to.
So you are resting and recouping. Everything is just kind of still and quiet as you're doing so. Do you keep the door open behind you, or do you shut it?
Oh, no, he absolutely shuts it.
You shut it? Okay. Time's passing. Are you doing anything during the short rest?
He might sort of just poke around and see if there's any potential hidden anything in here somewhere.
Okay. Are you doing anything specific with your poking around?
He will be with his staff tapping on the floor, the walls, if he can reach the ceiling, and probably paying special attention to the symbol of Morpheus.
If you have any skill, perception, investigation, or something else, let me know.
Sure. Perception would be the one. Wow, okay.
You look about.
Nice.
Oh, otherwise a fairly nondescript room. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Though it is a secure place, and after 1 hour you have completed your short rest, feel free to spend a hit die.
Alright, 1d6 plus Constitution modifier is going to give him 9 hit points. He is back up to full.
Excellent. Alright, you have recovered your hit points.
Perfect.
You're feeling like you can go on. Maybe bandage some wounds. Alright, what's next, Brigadier?
Okay, this is a secure room. He can walk through at a reasonable speed and then cautiously proceed through the hallway. Okay.
You see a larger room, particularly to the north. It seems to extend a good ways. You can just barely make it up, but there seems to be perhaps some kind of alcove on the northern end. And then to the east, there is another room of sorts. You can tell it's got a wooden door. You can see a wooden door, and there's some kind of like brass fitting or brass ornamentation.
See, using my player knowledge here for you, I don't like alcoves because those hold fire spitting traps and other similar things, but a brass fitting sounds like it bites your hand or shoots you with something, so...
This larger room has a significantly higher ceiling. Instead of 10 feet up, it's 25 feet up. Okay. And upon the ceiling are a number of stone spiders, giant spiders, as though petrified and fused with the ceiling.
Part of me likes any of that. If I had an army, I am sure victory would be mine. I shall avoid interacting with anything so obvious of a trap.
And he'll cautiously move over to the east to look.
Before you move, actually,
yes.
I'm just going to bring your token back over here.
Sure.
Make a perception check because I know you've been intentionally proceeding with caution.
Sure. Dice continue to be ambivalent on me. 13.
You step out, and when you take your first step, spikes protrude up. Vicious spikes stab up at you from the floor. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Not proficient, but wow. The dice are not my friend.
Oh my, yeah, they're not liking you.
Yeah.
You are stabbed from below for 3 points of piercing damage. Go ahead and roll for initiative. It will be helpful. We can consider this like the start of your turn. You've moved 5 feet. You have everything else.
Long
you see
rest.
there are, in fact, 4 alcoves on the north end of this larger room. Each alcove has a stoneware urn or pot resting in it.
Is there a way to cautiously step around the spikes, or is he just kind of trapped here as long as they're active?
You stepped on that we'll call it a space.
Right.
And that space had spikes stabbing up from it. Yeah, you have the rest of your whole turn.
He will tap the ground with his staff to try and trip any similar spikes, and cautiously step forward so as to do everything in his power to avoid stepping on them himself.
If you're moving cautiously, it sounds like you're going slow. Or if you want to move at your full speed, then you're going at a normal pace.
Sure. Yeah, he'll move half. Ooh, Control Z. No.
Just half? Okay, so you've done a dash there.
Yes.
After your turn, there is an effect.
The
lid of the second urn kind of rustles and pops open, and an apparition flies out of it. Yeah! The thing comes at you and tries to stab you with a spectral knife. That is a 23 to hit. You sustain 2 points of force damage and make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Can I not have seen it, or am I able to see it?
It was a momentary apparition, and then it is gone.
Okay, my one good roll for the night used up and gotten rid of.
Well, it seemed that it was about to destabilize you and knock you onto the ground, but you nimbly stay on your feet and are not tripped.
Excellent.
It's back to your turn.
He is going to cast Blade Ward on himself, so that will allow him to trace a sigil of warding in the air. Perhaps, I don't know if you can draw a skull for Gospera the Skull. And until the end of his next turn, he has resistance against piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks, which I know that thing dealt force damage, but in case its brother comes out and does piercing damage. And he will carefully peer into there and see.
Yeah, you better say your prayers. A voice speaks to you.
Your business.
This door ahead is a pretty finely crafted wooden door, a sturdy thing with brass fittings. In the center of the door is a brass face of an orc. You're the second of your kind to come through here. The first one died. I think you're going to as well.
See about that.
Does it do anything else?
What else do you want me to do? I can't spit at you.
You can't spit? Can you swallow?
Yeah.
Well, how about that for a little miserable trick? Who taught you that? Your mother?
No. Your mother.
He says, casting Vicious Mockery.
There seems to be no effect.
Okay, alright, it's like a
I have no mother.
Okay.
I'm just a door.
Well, he's going to cautiously
You must be as dumb as you look.
Cautiously approach, tapping, making sure he does not step on any spikes. Unless they are magic spikes that are unavoidable to step on by any character ever. He's going to, thoroughly tap the floor, poke, poke, trip, trip, trip. Make sure.
Okay, so you move through with great caution, and I'll let you know if you might be noticing something.
Is there anything noticed? Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh, you're even ocular up close.
Oh, not that you.
I wish I would have been given a neck so I could look away.
Too bad. So, what do? Do you open?
I'm a door. What the hell do you think I do?
Do you bite me? Do you slash me? Or spit fire at me? You said you didn't spit, but you could be lying.
I don't lie. I only speak the truth. You're one ugly son of a bitch.
Some of a rampike rat hound, maybe? That'd be insane.
I don't know what that is.
It's what you are.
Well, if you haven't noticed, I don't really get around much.
Hell, neither do I lately. So, do you open on your own?
How would I manage to open myself? I have no hands. I'm just a damn face on a door.
So, do you hurt me if I open you?
No. I wish I could, but unfortunately I wasn't made with anything like that.
I
suppose we could try. You want to put one of your fingers in my mouth?
He will stick his end of his staff in the mouth.
No.
Alright, does it bite?
Please don't do that again.
He does it again.
No. Never do that again.
Stick it in sideways and you bite down. I won't push it so hard. Would that be alright?
No. I'm not alright with anything with you.
Alright, well, it seems like...
I don't like your stupid face. Ugly damn orc.
If this is how I find out it's the magic third time's the charm door, and it kills him when he sticks his staff in a third time somehow, he sticks it in, and if the thing bites down, he'll kind of pull to try and open it.
So the thing is like pursing its lips so that the butt of your staff won't go in. Are you trying to jam it in?
Yeah, he wants to, if at all possible, avoid opening the door with his own hands, is the key here.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Alright, okay. 14.
All right, good enough. That is stronger than just the lips of this little brass orc face.
I'm sorry. I don't speak. Choking rat hound.
Alright, I, the player, heard the word open in there, so I think if it's reasonable to assume the character did too, he'll take the staff out.
Fine, damn it. You hear a...
Right.
It's unlocked. Don't ever do that again, and don't tell anybody about that.
Get out of here, I won't have to. And if I don't, you don't have to worry. Seems pretty low risk for you.
And he'll kind of like, again, if at all possible, try and put his staff under its chin or something to pry it. Somehow open the door without touching it with his own hand, if that's possible.
Very well. You open the door quite cautiously. There's another voice from the inside.
Who's there? Who is that?
You see a short man. You can see some points of some kind of obnoxious ears sticking out from behind a mask. He's wearing a black leathern raven mask.
Oh, another orc. Didn't expect that. Well, at least you didn't chop my door down like the last one.
You see inside there's some sort of room with exits, like open exits.
Sure.
May I approach? Or will you attack me?
Yes, you're welcome to enter.
All right, he'll approach, not obviously all the way to the guy, but he will.
Okay, so we got a pretty well illuminated room here. Yeah. You see 3 open exits on the east side of the chamber. You also see there are 3 smaller doors here on the southwestern end of the room.
This is a perilous place that you're in. Would you like a companion?
Yes, I had gotten the impression, but thank you for your words.
Good choice.
What do you do
there are
here?
these 3 doors here.
And he signals to the 3 doors that are near to you on that wall.
Behind each of these doors is a companion. 2 of them have a goat, and 1 of them has a lizard man. Take your pick.
That's all the information I get.
That's all I can tell you for now.
He will cautiously go over there, keeping an eye still on the raven, and look at the 3 doors. And is there anything about the doors that distinguishes them?
They're identical. Identical wooden doors.
Okay. Is there anything around the room that might suggest?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You can look around and use your senses, and maybe you'll notice something that's worth mentioning.
16.
Well, the room itself doesn't really seem to provide any clues about these doors that you're near.
Okay.
There is just a couple details that might be of note to you. This corridor here has a bright illumination, ever-burning sconce. This one has dim illumination, and you hear the faint sound of water. Not moving water, nothing like running water, just maybe a drip, like a bloop. And then this lower corridor also has dim illumination.
Okay. Well, he has superior dark vision, so as a result of being a shadow sorcerer, so he can see in any case.
You can see quite well then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there isn't really any indications as to which of these doors near to you contain which.
He will ask Raven.
Which door would you choose if you were I?
Well, I can't answer that. But just go ahead and point one out for me. Don't open it yet.
Some help you, fine.
With the logic that the middle path is dim and wet and lizard folk like that, he will point at the middle door.
This one.
Before you open that door, allow me to reveal what is behind the 3rd door.
He comes over here and opens a door, revealing a goat.
Now, if you would like, you can change your answer. Would you rather open the top door, or would you rather stick with the one in the middle that caught your eye?
He will indeed switch.
Okay, you've switched.
The lizard man does not seem at all pleased that he was in that closet there.
There you are now. You have chosen wisely. Now you must be on your way.
Imagine I must take one of those 3 paths.
Indeed.
Hey, friend, chosen companion. Do you speak this language? Is this tongue intelligible to you?
Big talk.
I am sorry, unless you speak.
And he will switch briefly into Abyssal and Infernal.
No.
Well,
No.
big talk it is then, I'm afraid. If you put up with it, there's a chance we might just get out of this. However, you must lead the way.
Me go. You back.
Yes.
Yep. And
Which way would you like to tell him to go?
I think the middle path with the water. If nothing else,
Okay, middle path?
shape water will give me something to do with the water if there's something I can do with it.
There is a cavern-like tunnel.
Yep. Since we established the cautious movement, we can just keep moving tokens until something
An
becomes relevant.
iron gate slides down behind you.
Water.
Brigadier,
Yep.
you see here a natural cave pool. There is some dim illumination on the other side, so you can see this opposing ledge, and I suppose that the lizard man can see it as well. But the area kind of goes dark. As you can see, it's like grayed out from your perspective.
Right.
And so it's dim light to you, it's darkness to him.
Okay. Does this mean I can see...
Light. Swim in dark.
He seems poised to just jump in and start swimming through the darkness.
Okay, I caution him, say,
Wait, let me look first.
and first of all, is there anything I obviously see swimming around in there?
You can make a perception check.
Sure.
You'll have disadvantage for the dim illumination.
Okay.
Effective dim illumination.
Okay. The disadvantage winds up being a 10.
You don't notice anything.
All right.
It seems pretty deep.
Sure.
Rocky
He will use-
natural bottom.
Okay. He will use the cantrip shape water, and some point within 30 feet of him, out in the pool, he will freeze a 5-foot cube of it near the top,
Okay.
such that it'll kind of plop down and slowly melt.
All right, you've made a frozen chunk of the ice in the middle of the cave pool. And indeed, you have provoked an occurrence of sorts. And there is an attack being made against you, in fact, from something that you did not notice. So we will roll this at advantage. Should be a 15 to hit.
Okay. That will not.
Okay, there is a tentacle that you have just barely managed to avoid. And there is a giant octopus in the water there. It's not too far from you, and it has long tentacles. And go ahead and roll for initiative. You will have disadvantage on your initiative roll for being surprised. The creature has 1 initiative, and it will be attacking once again with a tentacle against you, Brigadier. It is a 13. You have avoided, again, one of the suction-cupped, clammy, grasping tentacles. The thing is sitting there near the surface of the water, otherwise kind of hanging against the side of the wall of this pool. All right, Brigadier, your turn.
What are you? Some
The
mass
lizard man's
of...
freaking out. The lizard man's like just in a near panic. He's really shocked.
Sure.
Were you not? We can cause this thing to not be able to do anything to us. What are you mass of anal snot? Art thou something vomited forth from the bowels of some lesser demon? Are you the shit of a lemure? Are you the diarrheal excretions of the dirtiest and filthiest little worm in Rampike?
He says, casting vicious mockery.
That is, the creature is quite viciously mocked and fails to save.
Alright. So a d6 psychic damage for 5.
The giant octopus quivers uncomfortably in the water. It has been viciously mocked. I believe that's disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yep.
Okay, you moving?
It would get an attack of opportunity, right?
Depends where you move to.
I think anywhere back here, it would, right?
It would. I'd give you half cover.
Okay. I have some tricks in my sleeve still under my spikes, so I am going to do that and let it treat me with half cover.
Very well. +2 to your AC against this. It rolls quite low, and you easily avoid it.
Okay.
The lizard man, who is in nearly a panic, does his best to leap over the thing and swims through the water, and he actually swims quite well. He has this tail propelling him from behind, and he crawls through the water and makes it to the other side.
Okay.
Come, you come.
Very well.
And he is dashing.
All right. Yeah, I don't have a swim speed, so that's not great. But anyway,
The creature pulls itself up and will strike at you with tentacles.
And the attack of opportunity 8, the disadvantage. Okay, well, rolls low anyway.
Fortunately for you, your mage armor or your own dexterity are enough to avoid the strike. Your turn.
All right. Okay. Am I able to slip past it in its space?
It's going to be tricky. You'll have to use some sort of skill, and it will contest with a skill of its own. It will probably be using strength athletics.
Okay, well, I really wish I could dash, but I am going to have to use my action to cast Delver's Spryness now, because this is a moment when I need it. So until the end of my next turn, I have advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics. In addition, my jumping distance does not have without a running start. That's cool, because that's what I'm
This is the perfect moment for it.
So, Delver's Spryness and jumping as far as he can.
Go ahead and make your skill check first.
Sure.
Sounds like you're probably going to do an acrobatics check.
Correct.
Yep.
With
Okay.
advantage.
So you're going to attempt your spry stunt to slip past this thing. Go ahead and roll with advantage due to your cantrip.
That's going to end up being need the advantage, 17.
17. Okay. And here is the contested athletics. 15. You have
Excellent.
succeeded.
All right.
Ooh.
He will jump as far as he can into the water. I admit I don't, off the top of my head, know the jumping distance rules.
A long jump would be a number of feet equal to your strength score.
Wow. Okay, so 6 feet. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
you're
right.
just like literally right on the other side of the creature. Like you probably
Sure.
like feel the sliminess of the back of its head because it's kind of like coming up out of the water onto the ledge, and you
That's
land there,
fine.
splashing
rest-
into the cold water.
Yep. Still has the rest of his movement, though, which I imagine is halved.
It is at half speed, and you'll be provoking an opportunity attack.
I think, because he hasn't used a bonus action, I think this he'll provoke the opportunity attack, but he'll use a second adrenaline rush,
Okay,
which is his
makes
last
sense.
one
You
now.
want the temporary hit points?
Yep, 2 hit points.
Okay, right, you got those. Here comes
Okay.
the attack roll. 15.
All right, won't do it.
Is that
And-
one under your AC with the mage armor?
Correct.
Oh, the mage armor saves your skin once again, repelling the enemy's
It's a good
attack. That is a
spell.
great spell.
Half speed, but a dash. So he used
Yeah,
like
you've moved 6 feet,
Okay.
right? So you have remaining 54 feet to go. Half of that would be 27. So wherever 27 is going to bring you to.
That'll get him all the way over there. I'll clamber onto shore.
Yes, fine. We'll go this way. Quickly.
Brigadier, with great luck and fortune and some cunning and some spellcraft, you have made it to the other side of the pool, but you are not out of the danger just yet.
Of course.
Do you have an immediate simple command for the lizard man?
Halt! Look! Do not move ahead yet.
Okay. He, by the way, is equipped with a shield. It looks like a carapace shield, and he has some weapons, some javelins. His carapace shield is fitted with spikes. So he's like half takes a step, looks ahead, looks back at you. What? We go! And he seems very concerned that creature is going to be following you.
Yeah, I mean it is, but knowing as a player the mechanics of the game, obviously we can't be running ahead, and
Okay, he readies
I
a
want him
dash.
to survive if he can. So
All right, he readies a dash. The octopus comes through the water.
Okay.
It just jets across quite quickly, and it is attacking you again.
Okay.
I'll give you +2 to AC, half cover from the ledge.
Sure.
17 to hit,
That does hit. Yep.
even with the +2 from the half cover.
Oh, no, sorry, that does not hit. With
Is
+2
it
from
one
half
under a
cover,
hit again?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's really just you, using the blocking ledge and the terrain to your advantage that you barely evade the grasp of the thing's tentacle.
Yep.
Your turn, Brigadier.
Okay. Well, so he needs to be a little cautious to make sure nothing's going to fly at him from around these corners, but he absolutely is getting some distance between it and him, and getting a look down each hallway.
Yeah, there's
here.
like a smaller chamber, like an intersection chamber. I think you provoked an opportunity attack as well. Sorry to say that.
Yeah, no, I did. You're right.
You went out of its reach.
Yep.
Okay.
But that would be also at half cover, I imagine, right?
Indeed. That
Okay.
time is an 18.
So, yeah, just barely, yes. It does hit.
Okay, so it actually gets you. You did not move from that space. You attempted to move from that space,
Sure.
and the thing grappled you up.
It has a 10-foot reach?
It has a 15-foot reach, in fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is going to hurt.
Okay.
It's going to hurt a lot, and you're not going to like it, and you might die.
Debatable.
9 damage to you.
Okay, cool. Does that
Anything you
reduce
can
him-
do about that?
Yeah, does that reduce him below 0?
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, okay, then it reduces him to 1 because of his Strength of the Grave for being a Shadow Sorcerer, which is sort of... Oh, well, actually, sorry, no, you're right. It's he has to make a Charisma save, DC 5 plus the damage taken, so 9 plus 5 is a DC 14.
14.
On a success, he drops to 1 hit point. So,
Okay.
Charisma save, though, so plus 7, DC 14, just has to roll higher than a 7, which watch him not, and he does not. Wow. That's ridiculous. Okay, first time he uses the feature and it doesn't
You
work.
feel
Okay.
the clammy, wet tentacle squeeze about your midsection, and then the pain becomes overwhelming, and all goes black. And the last thing that you see is the lizard man, like frantically yelling at you. And we're gonna say you're unconscious. We're not doing curtain call here because you have an ally.
Sure, yep. I hope he's useful
You're
for something.
unconscious.
It's
It's going to go to Lizard Man's turn. He steps back and throws a javelin at the giant octopus. That's a hit. And he ends up doing a mere 4 damage to the octopus. I think he will actually move up to there. Octopus's turn.
Did it drop anything?
Proceeding into the water, pulling you with it. All right, you're under the water now. It's going to do squeeze. So we're going to roll with advantage.
Probably it.
Nope, it's only a 9. So your mage armor thins off the worst of that. Your turn,
Okay.
make a death saving throw.
Basically, it's a nat 20 here, or else he's gone. It's not a 20. It's a failure, even. So,
All right, there's 1 failure.
damn lizard folk didn't do a damn thing. Oh.
Well, you attacked the creature.
I'm happy with how far I survived. It was pretty stupid that it was that opportunity attack, getting that lucky, and then the first time I used that feature, I had 3 uses of it. It did not work at all. But,
Oh,
you know, that's the dice. That's the dice. They didn't want me to win.
Yep. That
so
was brutal, man. That was a pretty good run. But
it's not over yet. It squeezes again.
that is true. It does have to squeeze again. I don't think the lizard man's gonna come mess around in that water.
Well, that's
but
useless. All right.
It will squeeze again. 14.
Nope.
Your turn. Death save.
Second failure.
Failure number 2. Octopus. 19 will do it.
Okay.
Brugavir, you are taken down beneath the water, where the giant octopus will feast voraciously upon your body. And unfortunately, you have met your demise here within Ratsfray, a watery sort of grave. Thank you very much for trying. It was a good run, man. It was a really good try of it. All right, well, I think we'll be wrapping things up there.
Indeed.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. And, of course, be on the lookout for the next contestant who's going to try their luck and their wit here in Ratsfray, and we will see what happens. Until next time, my brave companions, may your adventures be many.